What should you do if intermittent fasting stops working? Now, this is a common thing that happens to people. They're going along, they're doing intermittent fasting, and then their results just stop. They stop losing weight, and they're just in a holding pattern. And that's really frustrating, I know, but I can tell you from my experience some things to try when this happens. First of all, assess where you're at. For women especially, we tend to have an unrealistic view of our bodies. There can be some dysmorphia where we think we're a lot bigger than we actually are. And I find it really helpful to do a quick reality check. Just, you can check your BMI, that's your body mass index, that's based on your height and your weight. And you can look that up and see, are you in the normal range? You can also take your waist measurement and see if that's in a healthy range. And if those two are in a healthy range, it may be your body's signal to say, I'm good. At some point, you do need to stop losing weight. You can get underweight if you go too far in that direction, and that's not healthy either. But let's say you've got a significant amount of weight still left to lose. What should you do then? The first thing I would recommend is to really be honest with yourself. I mean, like really brutally honest, not beating yourself up, but really take a look at your life and see if you're being consistent. Because for me, whenever I hit a plateau, I could look back and see that I was not being that consistent. So that's the first thing to look at. Are you still being as consistent as you were when you were getting results? Now, if you find that you really haven't been consistent, then try to figure out why that is. Sometimes it's just like a little, you kind of got into a bad habit, and that's a quick little change. Maybe something's going on in your life that's really stressful. Try to figure it out. But if you have been really consistent, then I would say make sure you're being consistent over, say, 10 to 12 weeks. And usually by that time, any kind of weird thing that might be going on with your weight kind of stalling out, it will just go back to trending down. Plateaus happen to everybody. I don't think there's one specific reason for it. I feel like sometimes our bodies are just like, whoa, wait a minute, I don't want to keep losing. And then they eventually do go back. It's not something you can predict, and it's just something you have to be really patient with, unfortunately. Now, after being consistent for, say, 10 to 12 weeks, and the scale is not moving at all, but you still have weight to lose, then probably you need to tweak your plan just a little. It obviously means that you're eating enough right now just to maintain your weight. So you can either be okay with where you're at. That's one option. A very valid option is just to say, I'm done losing weight for now. This is where, this is how much I want to eat every day, and I'm happy here. Or you can make some sort of small little tweak. And again, I would say make it small and really sustainable, and then implement that consistently and see if that gets the scale moving again. Resist the urge to just punish yourself and make it really difficult, because that's not going to be sustainable. You got to think lifelong changes here, not short, quick-term fixes. And this is why I think tracking your data is so important. Just weighing yourself every day and keeping track of your 7-day average over the long term really helps, because you can look at your trend and see that there is movement, because a lot of times the movements are just slow and incremental. And if you get too caught up in the day-to-day, it can start to feel like you're not making any progress. But if you have that written record there that you can sit down with the numbers and look at where you've been and where you're headed, it can help you stick with it when otherwise it might be kind of frustrating. There were a lot of times in my journey where I kind of felt like I'm not making any progress. But when I would actually look at the numbers, sit down and look at, how my numbers were trending over, say, 6 weeks of time, I realized I was making progress. So right now, if you're experiencing this, be patient, don't get frustrated, and ultimately, don't quit on your weight loss journey. Keep going. You will be able to figure this out. If you're having trouble getting started on your weight loss journey, check out my Slow and Steady Success Academy. You can subscribe to the entire course collection, which includes monthly access to my flagship course, Intermittent Fasting for Weight Loss 101, which is the course on intermittent fasting that I wish I would have had when I first heard about it. You'll also get access to courses about mindset and maintenance and weight tracking. My goal with each course is to teach you how to lose weight sustainably and keep it off for the rest of your life. Come join the Academy today.